What's poppin'? My name is Richie and today I'm going to show you the 4 most essential XP mechanics that you can have in every single one of your maps. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So starting out first, you can see here that I have the 4 mechanics in front of me and 3 of them are very easy to do, very easy to replicate. One of them is a little bit more complicated, but everybody should get them. These are like a 2 out of 10. The one thing that is very interesting here is that you can basically just replace the XP device or the allocator device with anything else. Like for example, you can just give, instead of XP, you can give weapons, classes, or something else. So just if you cannot use the XP device because you cannot publish maps yet or something like that, then you can replace it with anything else and these mechanics will still make a lot of sense. Okay, so starting out first, we have probably the most essential one, which is using the tracker in combination with the XP device. The tracker will be your best friend when using the XP device. So for my example, I have distance travel on foot here, which is super nice to make sure that people actually visit your island, they walk around a little bit, and actually check out the island and then get even XP for that. The only important thing here is that you make sure that we have a channel when completed on. So when you have a channel that completes, you're gonna give that to the XP device, and in the XP device you have to make sure that the channel that is the same one is awarded when receiving from. So there's a cool setting in here which is called would have awarded when transmit on, and that is basically a placeholder channel which allows you to check out if your XP actually works. So you can see here if we start the game, so you can see here that my challenge is working. You can see visit the island is going down, and now I completed the challenge, I get 1000 XP. And that was obviously not real XP, that was just a hot message device which I put in like 1000 XP, and I triggered it with channel 2. Channel 2 is the would have awarded here. The cool thing about this would have awarded is that it does not even matter if you leave it in here or not. This will not show if as soon as you publish the map. You can see that down here. It will only send if not a published map. So you can just use this, leave that in your map to see if this actually works, and then you can just go with the normal XP as soon as the map got submitted for discovery and approved. So very simple setup. You should always make sure that you have a tracker and XP device in combination in your map. Super easy task, super easy to set up, and very efficient. Alright, for the next mechanic, we have something for time-based XP rewarding. So for example, play for 10 minutes, stay in a zone for 10 seconds, stuff like that. Super easy to set up. For this example, we're going to have stay in a zone for 10 seconds. And we're going to use the timer device, the mutated zone, and obviously the XP device. Okay, so starting with the timer, the time is obviously completely on you. Put whatever you need to do in here. The only first important thing is applies to player and not to everybody. Otherwise, everybody will get the XP at the same time, and you just want the players to get the XP that they deserve. So other than that, nothing really important here. The start when receiving from and reset receiving from are the only channels that we need. So make sure that these are on custom channels. Because when we move to the mutated zone, which should cover the area where you want the players to gain the XP from, set that up like there, and then on entering you need to have channel 5, so that means as soon as the player is in this area the timer gets started, and obviously on exiting channel 6 is reset, so as soon as I go out of here I reset the clock and I cannot gain the XP. Then I have to go back in, have to start the 10 seconds over again, and so on. So now that you set up these two and they work perfectly together, you can go back into your timer and set up the setting for unsuccess transmit on. So this means basically if the timer runs out successfully, if the person stayed 10 seconds in the zone, it will send a signal on channel 3, which then you're gonna obviously send to the allocator device. For testing this out, obviously same thing here, you can do channel 4 to a hot message device, and then if everything works out correctly, you can see here, the timer starts running down, you can see the countdown up there, and you can see as soon as this ends, we get 250 XP for staying in a zone. Now we can walk out, we can go back in again, and the timer starts again, and we can gain XP again. You can see I left the zone and the timer resets. Okay, so the next one is probably the most requested one, is how you gain XP when you shoot people, when you kill animals, stuff like that. For that, all we need is the elimination manager and the XP device. So in the elimination manager, you need to set up a few things which are important. If you just want to kill players, then make sure the target type is only to players only. I think by default that is on players only. If you want to kill anything else, all creatures, sentries, stuff like that, or just everything, then just put in all types here. Other than that, you don't have to change anything. Visible in game, you should maybe do that to off. But the important thing is on elimination transmit on. That is the last channel down here, all the way down. This one is when you kill someone, then you will get XP basically. So I set that to channel 8. Then obviously in the allocator device, go down here, channel 8. You can also test that with channel 9 and then a hot message device again. And as you can see, we start the game. So as you can see, if we shoot the NPC over here, we gain a little bit of XP, and we can continue doing that as long as we start. You can see we always get XP for it. and it is super easy to set up, as I said, and you can do this basically with anything, players, the NPCs, the animals, whatever you want to do. Very easy to set up, very, very efficient. So for the last mechanic on the list, we have a leaderboard mechanic, which allows the first player getting bonus XP. So for example, if anybody enters first place, they get a little bit of bonus XP. This is a little bit harder to set up, but still it is a very cool mechanic to do and rewards players for actually trying to get first place in your maps. Okay, so starting out first with the Elimination Manager, and in the Elimination Manager, make sure that you, same thing as before, that you have a type target here. So for my example, we have all types, but you can obviously put whatever you want in here, which is pretty cool because you can customize it a lot more. Make sure that you have a custom channel on Elimination Transmit on, the rest is completely on you. Other than that, in the tracker device, we now need the channels. We do not need eliminations here. We could use the eliminations here, but I like to use the Elimination Manager because it's a lot more versatile. You can do a lot more things with that. So that's why we're using channels here. Target value needs to be to 1. That is very important. We need to set it up from here. So the first kill needs to be on 1. Other than that, you can put whatever you want in here. Now the channels are very important. Increment process when receiving from. This needs to be channel 11, which is the same channel as in our Elimination Manager. So when we get a kill, the channel or the progress goes up. And the last and most important thing here is that increased target value when receiving from is on the same channel as when completed transmit on. This will make sure that the first player obviously have to be overtaken by the second player to make sure that obviously the second player cannot be on the first place with just 2 kills. For example, if the first place has 2 kills, then obviously the second player needs to have 3 kills to get on top. And that is basically what this mechanic will allow us to do. So every time we get a kill, then the target value increases by 1 and has to be overtaken by the second player. And then last but not least, since this is completing on channel 10, which means then the player is first place, we want to give this player an XP award, which then award when receiving from channel 10. And you can also test it out again with this one over here. And now you can see as soon as I kill the sentry over here, I get placed on the first place. And as long as I stay on the first place, I get the bonus XP and can rain a little bit more XP for being on first place. And you can see here that as soon as I kill this NPC here, I get the bonus XP, I go on top here, and I would get this bonus XP as long as I stay on top. If someone that overtakes me, the person that overtakes me gets the bonus XP, and so basically only your first place gets a little bit of bonus XP, and you can make sure that people actually fight for first place. And that's been it for the video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys back in the next one. Bye.